you. There might be a brighter star, but through my eyes the light of you is all I see. For you there might be another song, but all my heart can hear is your melody. And it sounds like shining love, shining love, shining love.
I rise with purpose, bold and free, a force of light, a cosmic key. Through sacred will, my soul take flight, unveiling truths and wisdom sight. I call the stars to hear my name, the echoes weave a golden flame, commanding wisdom clear and true. I shape the world with all I do, each choice I make, a ripple wide, a guiding pulse, a shifting tide. I seal the path where free will flows, with radiant light that ever glows. The fire within, the diamond spark illuminates both bright and dark. I'm walking power, fierce and strong, with universal fire I belong.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, beautiful and brilliant souls. Welcome back to day 10 of our 13 days of self-witnessing. Over the last 9 days, we have remembered our roots, listened to the wisdom of the heart, reclaim our voice, and release what no longer belongs to us, and discover the observer within. Today, we arrive at a sacred invitation, an invitation many people spend a lifetime avoiding. The invitation to lovingly witness parts of ourselves that we rather not see. The shadow. When many people hear the word shadow, they immediately think something negative, something dark, something broken, something that needs to be eliminated. But the shadow is not necessarily bad. The shadow is simply a collection of ourselves that have been hidden, rejected, denied, or pushed out of conscious awareness. Sometimes the shadow contains pain, sometimes it contains fear, sometimes it contains anger, sometimes it contains grief, but sometimes it contains gifts. It contains the creativity we were afraid to express, power we were taught to suppress, dreams we convinced ourselves were unrealistic, truths we were afraid to acknowledge. The shadow is not defined by what it contains. The shadow is defined by what it has hidden. And self-witnessing invites us to bring those hidden parts of ourselves into the light. Not to shame them, not to judge them, but to understand them. Because the purpose of witnessing is not judgment. The purpose of witnessing is understanding. Many of us have been conditioned to approach ourselves like a problem that needs to be solved. We identify a flaw and immediately try to fix it. We discover an insecurity and immediately try to remove it. We uncover an uncomfortable emotion and immediately try to escape it. But healing often asks for something very different. Healing asks for presence. Healing asks for compassion. Healing asks for curiosity. Because sometimes the part of ourselves that we're trying to fix is actually a part of us that needs to be heard. Sometimes the fear is protecting an old wound. Sometimes the anger is guarding a boundary that was crossed. Sometimes the sadness is really honoring a loss that deserves acknowledgement. Sometimes the insecurity is carrying a story that was never truly ours to begin with. The shadow does not perform. The shadow does not transform because we attack it. The shadow transforms because we meet it with awareness. And awareness, when infused with compassion, becomes healing. Think about a child who is hurting. Imagine that child crying in a corner. Now imagine walking over and criticizing them for their pain, telling them to get over it. Would that create healing? Probably not. Most likely it would deepen the wound. Yet many of us speak to ourselves in a way we would never speak to someone we love. Self-witnessing asks us to change that, to be compassionate observers of our own humanity, to recognize that every part of ourselves developed for a reason. Every defense, every fear, every coping mechanism, every protective strategy. At some point, each of us was trying to help us navigate life. That doesn't mean we need to keep all of them, but it does mean we can honor them before we release them. There's a profound difference between rejecting a part of yourself and understanding it. One creates separation, the other creates integration, and integration is where the wholeness begins. The truth is that none of us become whole by only loving the parts we find easy to love. We become whole when we extend our compassion to every part of our experience. The confident parts, the uncertain parts, the joyful parts, the grieving parts, the healed parts, and parts still finding their way home. Today, I invite you to notice any aspect of yourself that you've been judging. Any habit, any fear, any emotion, any insecurity. And instead of asking, how do I fix this? Let's try asking, what is this trying to teach me? What is this trying to protect me from? What does this part of me need in order to feel safe, seen, and understood? You may discover that what has been asking for your attention was never your enemy. It was simply waiting to be acknowledged. Today's reflection question is, what part of myself is asking to be loved rather than fixed? That's so profound. Let me run that back. What part of myself is asking to be loved rather than fixed? I want you to sit with that question, journal with it, meditate on it. Allow yourself to answer honestly and gently, because sometimes the greatest act of healing is not changing who we are. Sometimes it is embracing who we are with greater compassion. Thank you for joining me for day 10 of our 13 days of self-witnessing. Tomorrow, we will explore radiating truth and discover how authenticity naturally shines when we stop hiding from ourselves. Until then, be gentle with your humanity. Be compassionate with your process, and remember that every part of you is worthy of understanding. This is Brittany Vibes, and I'm witnessing with you. Until next time, remember, your authenticity is sacred, your presence is powerful, and your light was never meant to be hidden. Ashe.
For you there might be a brighter star, but in my heart the light of you is all I see. For you there might be another song that all my heart can feel is your melody.